Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over or covering another Advanced Wars by Web replay for myself, and I'm going to be presenting a special game where I'm probably facing the strongest opponent I've ever faced at this point, and it's none other than Starflash 250. If you guys don't know who this is, and you guys play Advanced Wars by Web, then I'm surprised because he is a very powerful player. So let's go ahead and bring these up here, our stats for ourselves. As you guys can see, he is a pretty strong opponent. As of right now, as of me recording this video, it's much after we played our match. I think at the time he was like 1400 plus, maybe almost 1500. So he was a lot higher rated than he is right now. He has actually been losing a lot of matches lately. So that 1300, don't let that fool you. He is a really powerful player. As you guys can see, his games played alone is just shows how much he loves this game. But regardless, he was the strongest opponent I faced up to this point. So I was excited and both nervous to face him. So let's just see how we do against him. Today we only have one co because we both decided to choose Andy. So Andy, my favorite co in the game, has no day-to-day abilities. However, he does have Hyper Repair, which repairs all units by 2 HP, which is basic for a 3-star power. Nothing too great, but it can be useful. And then we have one of the best powers in the game, in my opinion, Hyper Upgrade, which recovers 5 HP. As well as giving extra 10% attack and 1 movement for an additional 3 stars. So Hyper Upgrade, very strong for only 6 stars, and it's usually why I win a lot of my matches with Andy. However, if anybody remembers, I think I mentioned this in the past, I'm not good at mirror matchups, specifically Andy mirror matchups. He might be my favorite co or CO, but I do not like playing against him myself. So we'll see how this goes. Like I said, Starflash being a very professional Advanced Wars player, and I don't like Andy mirror matchups. It's going to be a tough match for me. We are playing on the all-time famous Caustic Finale, and this map is, well, I don't really care for it too much. It is pretty balanced, and it's well known for being a very good competitive map. So as you guys know, Starflash loves his purple lightning, so he's going to be in purple. I'll be in orange star, which I'm going to probably call red because it looks very much red rather than orange. And this map, I've won a couple but also lost many times on this one, so definitely not my best map to play. So we got so many factors going against me in this match, but we're going to give it my best shot and we'll see how things go. So I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so we're going to kick things off. We're going to start, obviously, first couple of days, we're just going to be building infantry. So I want to speed through the first few here. Alright, so, see if we do anything different from each other. Obviously, we're going to go for the neutral bases first. It's always a must. We both go to the center cities there on the left side. He decides to bypass this city right here and go straight down. I went for my capture instead. So there's the first difference in our play. Otherwise, everything will be the same. Alright, so let's see. I build a couple more infantry. See what Starflash does. He goes to the next city in the middle here. Decides to go to the city and compound in the corner. And he goes for this corner city, which is interesting. I can't interrupt it. And then by the time I get over here, he could interrupt mine. So, a very interesting play. Definitely think I will use that in the future. I thought it was actually pretty smart because it is a lot harder to regain this city, or rather to take this city than to hold it. So we'll see how things go. So I like to take this city instead, and I too go over to the comm tower corner. I go for the middle here, and then I send a couple infantry that way, hopefully to capture some stuff. I open up with an artillery here. Because I wanted to make sure I protect these two guys, and I'm pretty sure he'll build a tank, knowing Star Flash, but actually it looks like oh yeah, he's 12,000. He likes to build a lot of tanks, a lot of direct combat units, and so I was hoping that maybe I'll protect these guys capturing these cities using my artillery, rather than build a tank. Alright, so obviously we're just still capturing properties. He also opens up an artillery, but in the same side that I built mine, so very interesting. Can't wait to see how things play out here. And again, this has been months since I played this game, so I honestly don't remember everything that happens. It's almost like a surprise for me too. So I go for these two captures. Obviously, he can interrupt this one right here. He can even possibly bring me down to like 1 HP, which would be very bad. But I bring my artillery over anyways, because that's the whole reason I built it there. And then as you guys can see, he has this city now, and he can go over here, and then it would be harder for me to capture, or interrupt by attacking from planes, but then I can eventually capture that city, unless he helps reinforce. I do build a tank in the north base to help support my northern side. I have a feeling the HQ side for me is more important, so I do build my vehicles over there. So he goes right past my infantry, goes for the corner city here. Nothing, not surprising. Let's see if he goes for the interrupt though. Otherwise we're very even. He decides to go backwards and capture the city, as only this infantry can interrupt. I think I'd rather go for my city instead. He takes his artillery to the middle and leaves his infantry in the mountain here. So he gives me lets me have these two cities, no problem. And of course he builds a tank and to compensate for mine. And it is now my turn. Alright, so capture the cities. I'm going to start moving our infantry to the middle as we start to contest that one neutral city in the middle there. Go for my port. I send my tank straight down into the middle to try and zone out as much as I can, especially against this artillery. Just seeing what he does. Maybe he'll send his tank this way as well to follow me, but we'll see. So I decide, since he's going to give me this corner, I'll go for these cities now, because there's nothing too scary over there, just another infantry. And then we start to head towards the middle. Obviously we both are going to be trying to grab this city and this city to see who gets an advantage. So I build a tank in the north again, and I build more infantry in the south. As long as there's nothing down here for me to worry about, then I'll just keep building infantry. And I leave my artillery up there to guard. Starflash's turn moves in. He moves his tank straight to the right to meet mine, and this is actually a very good play on him, as he has an artillery as well as a whole bunch of infantry to protect himself. So even if I attacked his tank, there's nothing I can do to destroy it and or hit the artillery. So actually that was a bad play on my part, thinking I can just move in there like that. So now he's the one that's going to have to be zoning me, and I'm only 2 squares away, so that's a little harder for me to do. He attacks here. Since I only have 1 infantry to back up plus my tank, he feels this is a good engagement, and it probably is. I think this was a little bit overconfident on me trying to get that city. I should have probably just took a defensive position, and let's see, and wait to see who wants to brawl first, but I decided to take the initiative. So, seeing that he goes for this city, he does have his tank guarding here, so he can come down and attack from the city, which is not good. And even if I build a tank, I'm going to have to attack his tank on the city, and that's bad. But I do have my infantry in the area to help try and interrupt that. He builds 1 tank here and 1 tank on the left, so he's already got tanks going right through the middle of the map here that's going this way. Very strong opening from him. This not really an opening, but early game. He moves his artillery to the middle to help protect the infantry, since there's nothing I can do to hit his artillery. And now my turn rolls in, so I'm going to continue capturing all the properties I've been capturing. I decide to go for some infantry attacks here. This blocks his tank for now, which honestly doesn't actually do much. I'm honestly surprised that I went like this, because now that's 1, 2, 3, 4 infantry that can attack me and possibly kill 2 of them, as well as his tank. And I have, 1 tank, maybe 2, to back up. So very bad, I think, positioning on my part. I decided to go here and try to capture these 2 cities. This one's for me to take, no problem. I'm sure he'll interrupt this one, that way I can't get his city. So I go for this city as well. I go for the kill on the infantry on the city here, because he has to attack me from the plains. But I shouldn't have done that because he has 2 tanks here, and that's a little dangerous for me to move in. But I do have this one, so I could come in and hit his tank if he attacks me. So that's probably why I did that. I decided to let him have the city because there's nothing I could do with this artillery guarding there. So I have to resign it to him. And I decided this artillery can guard the city here while I protect the infantry like that. So I built a recon. Probably a little late for the recon, but I usually like using recons to help pick off infantry, and this recon can actually move pretty far. So it'll help me kill infantry, and he has to use a tank to kill it. So while instead of attacking one of my tanks, maybe he'll attack my recon, and even if he does that, I can repair it up as long as I don't leave it like on a road to get one shot. So, and I built another tank in the north to help back up the other tanks. Build a recon down here to help force him to have to build a vehicle on this side, because otherwise I'll just pick off the infantry. So that's what I go for. His turn rolls in. He captures his comm tower and a couple more cities. So as of right now, he has a 3 property lead over me, which is very bad. Definitely don't want to be behind when you're Andy, because not only is teching up probably the most viable thing for Andy, it makes it harder for you to catch up when you're playing against him, because he keeps his units alive, especially heavier units like medium tanks and Neos. So the more money the enemy has as Andy, the harder it is to win the battle, and I know that all too well, knowing playing Andy very proficiently. So he decides to go in here, attacks my infantry, killing one of them. Goes for my tank, the double attack, because he's got this comm tower. He got a nice 2 strong hits, but he didn't kill my tank, which is good. However, it is a 1 HP, which means it's practically useless. And now this artillery is here guarding the 7, and he's not afraid of it, being exposed, because it's only artillery. Gets the kill on the infantry here because of the comm tower. I think it was a little lucky though. But either way, he does kill my infantry, so that's unfortunate. Builds another tank here to support 2 tanks. This one can either go north and help out and dominate the northern section, or it can come back down here and then keep my recon at bay. And builds infantry elsewhere. So my turn rolls in. Start capturing the properties for myself. So 1, 2, and then the comm tower. I go for the infantry attack here. I probably didn't go for this one because his tank would be able to hit me, so I decided I think this would be better. Plus my recon can take care of the infantry anyways. Move my infantry more. I'll probably want either a tank or artillery down here to help out against this guy. My recon moves in, attacks the infantry, so I can go ahead and attack here. I attack the artillery with my infantry just to get a little cheeky damage in. Go for the artillery kill with my tank, so that's pretty good. But again, his tanks have dominance right now. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks, and I only got 1, kind of 2. So I'm a little in trouble, that's for sure. So I move my tank back. As Andy, you want to try and keep damage units alive as much as possible, and then heal them up using your power. So I try to take a defensive formation now. But again, looking at this, it's very dangerous. He can kill here, he can use these 2 to kill this. His tank can move in, kill my tank maybe. These 2 tanks can go after this one, so I'm in a very bad spot. But I do have my bases here, so I can reinforce a lot quicker than he can. Since he has nothing over here, decide to maybe push on that side with my 2 infantry to his 1. Bring my artillery over to try and help out here if I can. So I built 2 tanks in the north, a whole bunch of infantry in the south. Alright, Starflash's turn moves in. We're on day 9 now, so this is where the battle is truly happening, and we're going to get close to our powers in the next few days. So he moves in, attacks my recon, doesn't kill it, so that's good for me. Decides to go after my city though, and this is a big blunder on my part. So not only am I down by the capture lead because of this neutral city, he's capturing a city that I have to use my tank to interrupt, and that's never a good thing. So this right here, very bad play by me, not having extra infantry or even putting the recon here to interrupt instead. He's going to take that city from me and get an even bigger capture lead. and he's just picking off more units, kills my recon, and apparently that was not worth it, because I killed artillery and infantry, but he got to kill a couple infantry and my recon, so it wasn't really worth it here. And as you guys can see, I have no infantry now in this section, just 2 damaged ones, and I've got a damaged tank and artillery that's way out of position. So I played this part very bad apparently. Definitely going to have to improve my game on that. Moves this tank into the middle instead of going down here to help protect against these my infantry attacking the cities. So he's confident that because he's dominating so much here, he's going to abandon the corner on this side. Obviously he's going to protect his city, so he moves into the corner and reinforces with another infantry. All his infantry is moving to the middle, builds 2 more tanks on this right side. So like I said in the beginning, Starflash loves his tanks, he loves direct combat. Builds another tank on the left side, so that's what he's going for. And he retreats a little bit back here. Alright, my turn rolls in. So as of right now, as you guys can see, he has the capture lead. He's going to get a bigger capture lead, and he has a much higher value lead, almost 20,000 or just over 20,000, and the unit lead. So we'll see if I can turn things around. I go for the captures. Obviously, I want to try and pick off these infantry as well. Go for a tank strike here. No one shot, but I don't think it was possible anyways. Get attack from the city. So now my artillery's in a decent position here to try and defend, as I have a full power tank right in front of me. So that's good. I'm going to go back for repairs as well as get ready for my super, which is coming in. His is coming in too. I decide that I want to prevent him from capturing this because it would be too much of a property lead. So I interrupt it. Really hurts that I'm going to get hit by tanks, but I needed to do that. I really needed to save it. Try to retreat my infantry. Go for a cheeky capture. Probably not the best idea. We both put our infantry on the mountains for the extra defense, but he does concede this corner pretty much to me. So I wanted to get this city from him at least. So that's really good. Move my tanks back. So I built a mech because I know this tank's going to get hit most likely, and might as well just use a cost-effective mech to try and protect it as much as I can. Build another tank. I built a tank down here because I see he built this one. I'm just going to get ready in case he comes down here to try to capture my comm tower, or if I get my super I can go to the city here and reinforce, but we'll see. And then I move an infantry down here, and I'm okay with him attacking me first. Our supers are going to come in the next couple turns anyways. So he goes for the attack here on the interrupt. He goes for attack up here. I was surprised by a little bit, but okay. Goes for the tank, obviously, up here. Infantry engagement in the middle. Kills an infantry. Sacrifices his tank to damage my mech, so he can probably move in and kill it, I assume. Suicides another tank here so I can get a better shot. Uses the tank to kill my recon, but and then I'm going to assume he uses this infantry to interrupt. He attacks another tank. He now has his super, and this is where Andy comes in big time. All these actions he took. Infantry now to 8. Full power tank after engaging mine. Full power tanks after engaging mine. This 3 infantry is now at 8, so it's ready to interrupt my capture. This engagement here, 7-6, now ready he's full powered again. This one, same thing, he's full powered again. And I'm going to spend money on these infantry, or rather this one. So, very good play by him, very good hyper upgrade. He even gets this one shot here because of the extra 10% attack power. The extra movement boost helps him get his infantry in. I'm surprised he didn't go for the capture here. I think that would have been a better play for him just because it would force me to have to interrupt him. But yeah, instead he decided to attack and get as much damage as he could. Goes for my mech kill, or the mech kill. Goes for the kill here, and then also goes for a base capture. Now I'm in really big trouble. Unit lead, not a big difference right now, but he didn't build yet. But that hyper upgrade definitely hurt a lot. So biggest thing is he's got a lot of infantry in this area, and all my tanks are currently damaged, so I'm in a real big hole here. And so he builds another tank. Seeing that he has a tank here, he's probably going to switch it out and bring in this recon to deal with my infantry. He builds another tank on the left side as well. Day 11 rolls in, so I have my super. Go ahead and take my own engagement here before using my super. Go for the city capture. I'm surprised he didn't interrupt me here, but I figured he wants to keep the infantry alive as long as possible. So again, we're just taking engagements before I use my power. Those are the only engagements I could take, and so I use my hyper upgrade. Not getting nearly as much value as he did out of it. Unfortunately, he got to... Usually what happens is whoever uses their superpower first usually gets a pretty big advantage. Depending on the commanding officer, of course, and the power. But usually whoever goes first has to be overly aggressive and take out their opponent before they can use their power. Then you pretty much guarantee your win. Otherwise, if you don't do enough damage, then you're setting yourself up to be killed. And in this case, Starflash, he already had the early game, strong early game, and so he really pushed hard, and he's got a really good lead over me. Even with my super, I'm nowhere near his value, but I'm going to try my best. Go for another capture. He has to use a vehicle again to interrupt. That's kind of what I'm hoping for by having him use vehicles here to take out infantry while I'm trying to reinforce my other areas. So I go for this attack over here to try and take out this infantry for his comm tower and city. Works out nicely for me with a little bit of luck damage even on the mountain. So now these two properties are in danger, especially his comm tower, which is exactly what I want. Go for an attack here. Probably not the best idea because it's not really getting me anything, but I decided to do that anyways. I need to clear this base. I cannot afford to lose my base right now. Otherwise that's pretty much GG, especially how close it is to my HQ. Get a nice artillery shot on the tank here so I can kill with my 7. Go for the full HP tank engagement there. Bring in my 8 that was recovering here, all the way over and kills the tank. And I'm going to, of course, attack this infantry while I can, before he starts capturing more. And I interrupt this capture because there's nothing else this infantry can do. Even if I bring it back, he's going to start capturing or kill me anyways. So, as you guys can see, let's go ahead and finish my building phase. At the end of my turn, I have 78,000 to his 58,000, so a 20,000 lead. But it is his turn next, and our unit values are the same. And again, he still has the capture lead, and he's capturing this city. He's capturing my base. So really bad situation for me right now. All right, so his turn rolls in. So decent counterattack. I feel like I have a bit more of a stable presence here now. I gotta make sure these infantry don't capture my properties though. But of course, looking at this, again, how am I supposed to deal with these vehicles when I only have infantry? So that's always a bad thing too. So he joined caps here in hopes to getting it. He needs to capture 5 more. So I need to knock that infantry down to a 4 or less to stop him. He kills a tank here. Gets another strong engagement on my other tank as well. Kills my infantry in the middle. Continues to capture and then attack my tanks. Join cap, so this pretty much guarantees he gets that city, which is fine. I can't do anything about it anyways. Kills my infantry, goes for the interrupt there. And again, this right here, I just pretty much threw this infantry away. I got a hit on that guy, but there's nothing my infantry can do to follow up. He goes for the capture on my city while also going for that guy. So I can interrupt, but again, I have to use a vehicle and send it over there when I need my vehicles over here. So, you know, as you guys can see, it's looking very bad for me. Sends an infantry down to prevent me from capturing his comm tower and city. And of course, he builds a tank in retaliation. Builds a tank over here and an infantry. So again, he still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks in this upper northern area. And then he also has a tank, recon, and tank on the middle/lower half. Whereas I have 1 tank in the lower half and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damaged tanks. A artillery, again, that's not in position to attack anything. And a medium tank that I just built, which can only attack 1 tank. So, yeah, really looking bad. Really looking bad. As you guys can see, it's probably going to lead to a loss at this point. I do go for his comm tower, and I go for the attack on the infantry, because as long as he has no infantry, he can't take my comm tower or cities. Even if he attacks with his tank, I'll get my power eventually to help repair it. Medium tank goes in, attacks the tank, go for some interrupts, I need to free up my city somehow, or my base. So I luckily get it down enough to 2, so he can't capture my base. Thank goodness. I moved my artillery over here over into the tank to hopefully keep my city from being captured. Looking at this, I probably should have brought it over here instead, or maybe even put on the HQ to help fortify this area. This right here is not going to do anything. I should have left my cities to be captured rather than put this thing in a position where it can't really help. But again, I'm just sending infantry over here, trying to get captures if I can while, you know, soaking up the vehicles. Build another medium tank because he has nothing to respond to those over here. And I just keep building infantry. I should have built like a mech or something. Anything that can attack a vehicle. Or maybe one tank up here now that I have more control. And then maybe a tank down here. But no, I kept going with the infantry. Very bad on my part. I don't even know what I was thinking about that. So he goes to the city to repair, but he gets a nice heavy shot on my tank here. But I will get the comm tower next turn, and it's going to be a while before he can capture it back. Recon kills my infantry, capturing a city. Kills a tank up there. Goes for another tank kill. Yet 2 more tank kills practically. So he's just mopping up my units. Goes for the interrupt on his city over here. And yeah, everything's looking pretty bad. He pops hyper repair here. And if you guys want to take a look at that again, this hyper repair only recovers 2 HP. But the difference that this one makes in general is huge. This guy becomes a 9. These guys all become full HP tanks. This guy becomes a full HP so he can capture my city. This guy becomes a 10. So this hyper repair, probably one of the best ones I've ever seen. Even when I'm using Andy, it's never been this good. Value, not that much higher than mine, but there's not much else I can do. You know, I've got 2 medium tanks. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks here, and there's a whole bunch of infantry trying to capture my property. So, as you guys can expect, he even built a medium tank of his own here. As you guys can probably expect to see now, I am pretty much at a loss. He has 10 more units than me. Multi-property advantage. I do have his comm tower though now, which is nice right here. But 2 comm towers isn't really going to save a match, especially when I'm so far down. So we're just going to speed through the rest of the game here. I do lose here. So I go ahead and throw my medium tank in range of his. Only reason is because even if he attacks me, I have my hyper upgrade to repair it, so I'm not really afraid of him, you know, attacking first. I send my medium tank over here because there's nothing he can do to stop me. I need to stop his captures if I can. The only way I'm going to stay in this game is if I can, you know, keep building units, and I need money for that. Again, I build 1 medium tank here. Probably would have been better if I built either a mech or a regular tank, because he can't kill me. His medium tank's out of range here. I guess he could come around. Oh, he can't even come around here. So these tanks would have only been able to attack me once. So it should have been better if I built like 2 tanks here, or even a tank down here. You know, I need that tank down there. I have no idea why I did that. I think because I was going to die anyways, I might as well try and do some damage. I don't know. Day 13 rolls in. He comes, finishes my tank. There's nothing I can do to counter it. Again, I should have built a tank down here. I think at this point I was feeling very distraught and like I'm defeated. There's nothing I can really do. Starts capturing more cities, so that's 1, 2, 3 cities he's starting to capture, and there's not much I can do about it. He takes the defensive positioning because he knows if he attacks me, my super will come in, and I need to stop his captures, and the only way to do that is to sacrifice my vehicles. So yeah, we'll just kind of speed through it here because there's not much else to show. He's got 2 medium tanks. I don't know why I put my medium tanks in range. He's just going to kill one, I'm sure. He's not going to... Yeah. So he kills a medium tank. If it was alive and I got to use my hyper upgrade, fantastic. It actually would have been okay. But the fact that he kills it and I'm just stupid, that right there was GG. That was the end of the game right there. So again, just mops up a whole bunch of units. This comm tower hasn't done me any good, because I don't have any units to get the firepower bonus for. And at this point, you guys can see 40,000 difference, pretty much double my army, huge capture lead. This game is pretty much over. But I fight back. I don't even know why I keep fighting back. I don't know. Maybe I think I could use my super to do something. I finally built a mech, 2 mechs, and a tank down here. Way too late though. As these guys, these two, the tank and the recon, have literally killed like 8 infantry alone in this corner, and I didn't do anything about it. I just let them kill me. So all his units are just mopping up on my... He doesn't even attack my medium tank because he knows there's no point. I'm just going to repair it up. So he just ignores it. Kills everything else around it. Now, he has 1, 2, 3 medium tanks. I have 1 medium tank that's not doing shit. And then I have this medium tank that's being covered by artillery. So what do? I resign. And there's the end of the game. So Starflash, very, very big thank you for, you know, giving me a good run for my money here. Wow, I'm embarrassed to have lost again as Andy, my favorite commanding officer in Advanced Wars. But when it comes to Andy mirror matches, I just suck. I just suck at playing against Andys. I don't know why. But yeah, this was a fun match, and like I said, at that time, Starflash was like 1400 and something. And I actually know him as being like a 1500 player. I believe that he's gone past that. He's a very strong player. One of the best for sure, and well, not like best as in like overall in the world, but he's like up there in the top echelon of players. And this was my biggest challenge yet, and he definitely mopped the floor with me for sure. And that was fun. It was fun, and I definitely need to learn how to play this map a little bit better, regardless of who the COs are. I played all different tiers of this map too, or the CO tiers on this map. And yeah, it's sad that I lost as Andy, but hopefully next time I play this, it'll be a little bit better. Hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I got a couple more exciting ones coming out that I'll be working on as finally in this new year, even though it's February. Hopefully I'll be able to get more content going and get more exciting matches in for you guys to view. I will probably be featuring some games where my name is now going to be Sensei Shane instead of Punchi, as I made a new account, and it's only going to be a Global League only account. So yes, it's an alternate per se, but it's going to become my main eventually. This one will become my more fun and games kind of profile. But right now, since this is the one I started with, it is a lot higher ranked. So we'll see how far or how long it takes till I get some actual good games in my other one. But until then, I've got maybe 1 or 2 more as Punchy to showcase on this channel. So hope you guys stay tuned for those. And be sure to like the video, comment down below what you guys thought. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, if you want to see more replays and or check out other content on my channel. And I will see you guys next time. Alright? Take care, guys. See you. Bye bye.